What's going on, shipheads? It's me, Jody LaForgery, the cheap engineer around here. Welcome to Trek Mods. Welcome to the Saturday live stream. So I got a bunch of tiny little parts here for a couple of tiny little enterprises. And my idea is that I'm going to make a custom sort of scratch-built book nook style diorama with the 2500 scale enterprises. So I've already got my nacelles wired up and just the boussards lit up there. Demonstrate that real quick. So I got them both done. And we've got no wire. Just expose that wire a little bit. Okay. There we go. So we got our lit up boussard there. Both of those are done. My wires are very, very thin, so I might be able to get away with just making a groove down the bottom of the pylon there to hide those wires. So that is what I'm going to do next. So let me just get this out of here. So if anybody's watching, besides probably just my wife, how's everybody doing? And if you're working on a model, if you're building something, let me know. See what you got going on. Let's see, I need this right here to use. All right, I'm just looking for the right, just checking for the right tool here. Oh, maybe I could use my little scribey tool. Let's see this thing. I got this scriber. This is probably not going to do it. I need this piece right here. Just like that. There we go. So we got the channel, we got the middle of it here. So I'm going to try to make a groove deep enough for those two wires. Should be able to do it. This one, I did the last one, my wires were a little bit larger. So what I did was I built a little box around it. Just made the pylon a little thicker. Not like you could notice it anyways. Okay, that's not bad, so I'll have to widen that though. So the idea I have is a take on the episode Yesterday's Enterprise from the Next Generation. When there's some kind of temporal anomaly, some kind of subspace wormhole or something like that. But only in this case, we got the original Enterprise coming through a little portal, and then we got the refit sitting there looking at it instead of the D and the C. We're using the refit and the original Enterprise. And I'll make like a little portal or a wormhole or something like that. All right, we got to make this wider. Doesn't have to be huge because these wires are pretty thin. I should be able to bury them, hide them in, and then cover it over with some filler. Sand it smooth. So I'll probably end up going about halfway through the thickness of it here. Now I'll probably want to make a little notch in the little tab piece there that's going to go into the secondary hull, just so my wires don't bind in there and get pinched when I connect it. First model, not the first model, but the first model kit that I did was the Discovery version of the Enterprise, the Pikes Enterprise. And I had everything completed, all lit up and wired up. And the last thing I was doing was attaching the final nacelle via the pylon into the secondary hull. And I thought I had my wires cleared, but they weren't. So I guess it was wrapped around the end. And when I pushed in, it popped the wires off. Every light in the whole model went off, except for the nacelle that I was currently trying to install. But fortunately, I was able to get in there and get the wires out and fix it and light it up again. So lucky there. Because of the fact that I didn't permanently glue on the deflector dish assembly. The way that kit is designed, the deflector is like a cap, similar to like a flashlight cap. You can just pull it on and off, and it overlaps in such a way that there isn't really any light leaks or anything like that. So it's a pretty well. Oh, I just broke that. All right, so I'm gonna have to get the magic stuff here and try to fix that before I damage it too much. That back into place. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to not going to be able to carve my channel right now because that needs time to set. So let's get one. Front and back on this piece doesn't really matter. So let's get a nacelle. Let's see if I even have to take any off of that tab. It might be small enough. No. All right, so I'm gonna just take a little pinch off there. Just make a little channel, little V right there. You know what? Instead of that, I'll get a file. Get this little triangle file here. right? So that should be enough. Should be enough for that. I'm just gonna see if I can twist those together a bit. So wrong side, on and around. Don't want to go in there too well. There's Cameron. Hey, Cameron. Damn autocorrect. He says, good morning, Saturday evening. How's it going, buddy? Looks like a pretty quiet one tonight. I was trying to get this lined up and, in the little slot there. There we go. Clicked in place. Only problem is that's not in the groove where I need it to be. That's better. All right, not bad. Okay, so let's see if I can scrape this one down without breaking it. Get it on a flat surface. The problem here is the way that this is molded. It gets really thin right where it joins to that bit there. It's not the same thickness. And I ain't down with that. Make that groove. Groovy. That. See, maybe I can get a better. Almost there. Okay. All right, so I might end up having to put another flat piece across the bottom of that just to make it stronger and reinforce it a little bit. Let's get to the secondary hole. So I've got some white there. Could probably stand a little bit more. Just picked up some cheap craft paint, some white. Get another let's get another coat in here to reflect it. I'm just going to use one white LED inside there. I think that's all I'm going to need. That's all I used on the other one. Lights it up pretty good. Mary's there. She says hi to Cam and her brother. Hi, Mary. All right, there we go. Just get my brush cleaned down here instead of leaving it on the table to dry, like I would normally do. Let's be different this time. Okay, so grab the turn this thing on. Grab the Omni brake saw. Omni fix lots. Like that. So with this guy, I'm gonna have my uh, wires coming in from the back. These ones are going up to the saucer. That's going to the back. I'm going to clip this. That doesn't need to be that long. So let's give that a trim. So I want those pins down. I want to be able to close this temporarily so I can drill the back end of it out. That, okay, so my wires are going through. Right. All right, so that's about all I need. I don't need a huge hole right there. The wires are very small. Pop that bad boy back open. Come on now, come on. Yeah. All right. Okay, so now what I need is two wires coming in. Let's get a red one and a blue one. And those are going to get soldered onto the first light. Uh-oh. My camera mount just got all loose. Oh, loosey goosey. All right, let's get a bit of solder on the tip. Let's get a little solder on the tip. Can't see it. I need my glasses. Oh, got some chat here. Russ from Cosmic Quest. Hey, Russ. How's it going tonight? Happy Saturday, he says. How you doing, Russ? Working on anything tonight? All right, grab hold of it with these. Grab it with the tweeze. Okay. Get a piece of the red one here. Flutesy on her. I think I gotta clean my. I think I have to clean the soldering on her. My problem is. Go. All right. We got red. We got blue. Blue. Let's just give it the old testaroo. Okay, we got light. Russ says working on my big combat ship. All right, excellent, excellent. And we got Keith here from Bricks and Spruce. You got your hydro back on, Keith. You got power again. That's good to see. How long? How long was it out for? Captain Charlemagne is here. Welcome, Jeff. Welcome to the stream. We've got something. Got something just for that. Turn your volume down. Captain on the bridge. This is Captain Charlie. He's here. And he says, hey, oh, all right. So I've got light. Glasses back. So now the two for the nacelles need to connect. I want to try to open this transition to the neck just a little more, just to try to allow a bit more light through there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to carve it out with the tip of this. Try not to cut through to this part. If I do, I can always fill it. Just want to try to get a little bit more of that light reflecting up into there. As I didn't do this on the other 2500 scale Enterprise, and some of the neck is lit, but some of the windows aren't as bright as I would like it to be. And I may have forgotten to paint it white on the inside as well. This seems like something I would do. Twice now I'm trying to do a Raytheon effect on a model, and I masked off the inside before light blocking it, painting the inside, and then I went ahead and put the model together and glued it without removing that tape inside. I did that on two different models so far, which is hilarious at best. Okay, that's not bad. I got a bit of a gap there. I should be able to get enough light coming through. Okay, so here's the tough part. What I got to do is I got to get the nacelles wired on there. So I think I can just attach it right to the same contact like I did there. So I think I'll have to install this onto here. Okay, so sneak those wires down. And then I think I need to install this onto here. If I can get those into the center, just kind of give that a shove. That's actually not bad. I need to get this one into there a bit more. Maybe I can pull it tight. These other wires out of the way. All right, so I'm not going to secure and glue those. Oh, shit. I'm not going to glue those down just yet. I'm just going to leave it like that. So I want to try to get them connected up to the rest of that now. Russ says hi to Ken. What does he mean, Keith? I don't see Ken. Bricks and Sprues is Keith. Keith says no power, still playing Amish. Oh no, it's been like a couple days now, man. Everyone says hi. So Jeff says almost done with the ISS constellation now, just debating what I'm gonna do next. I don't know. What do you got? What's in your stash, bro? What you stashing? All right, let's get my looky loos on. Let's see if I can clean this soldering tip here. Oh, that's better. That's much better. There we go. All right, now I want to try to get here. Let's get in closer. Don't be shy. Have a good look. I'm a nice guy. Okay, so I'm gonna burn this. Actually, I need to cut that off because it's going to be very long indeed. This one is red. Yes, very long. So it only needed to go to here. Oh, almost cut the other one by accident. Got it in the middle of it there. Something here. Gonna go that far. All right, so the only way to strip these tiny wires is to burn the coating off. All right, just get another clamp on it there. Boom, she's in space dock. Safely space docked. Captain's log. The Enterprise is in space dock, undergoing construction. For its rendezvous with a future Enterprise. Okay, so there's no telling if that's just gonna pop the first one off when I try to add solder to it. To it, to it. Need a tiny bit of, we get a tiny bit of flux on there. Tiny bit of flux. Flux it up. Tiny bit of soda. Just the tiniest amount. Tiny bit. Come on, just a tiny bit. Just a wee drop. There we go. Tiny amount. I need to try to get this wire. And we'll go to this. Get these right here. This one. All right, so we'll see what happens if I can solder this on and it doesn't just disconnect the first one. Having a hard time with this one. Come on. All right, finally got on there. Jeff says a lot of stuff is in stash. Problem is too many options and cannot buy anything new as I gotta conserve money at the moment. Trying to get a place of my own. Yeah, money's always a obstacle for me to get supplies and models too. Okay, so looks like I was successful. Uh, or was I unsuccessful? Where did the other red one go? Well, I guess it's here. Okay, so this one looks like it came off. Not what I wanted to happen. No, no, no. I gotta see if I can get this back on here. Okay. I think. Hello. Okay, so my microphone was off right there because I disconnected my earphones. So when my earphones disconnect, my microphone goes off. And Howard is here and he says, "What? Your grandma is a terrible roommate?" All right, so success. All right. So now I'm going to try to get the other nacelle hooked into there. And then I can put the side on because I can run this up here. I'm going to have a hard time again. So I got to hook another nacelle onto there and do another little solder trick. Let's see if I can do it. this guy back in the space dock clamps. Alright, so those can all be straightened out and fixed up once it's in its place. Okay. This one's going to be even a little bit trickier. So I've already got two soldered connections there. So I imagine they're just going to pop off. So if they just come jumping off, then I got my wires free and I'll just twist them together and then solder it up. Get a bit of this on here. Do this stuff this time. Alright, try the red one first. See if I can just get it to stick on there without interfering with the other ones. Okay. Damn it. Alright, all three of the blue ones came off. So I'm going to try to attempt to get them strung together. Those two secured first. Let's see if I can get this guy in there. Okay. Give this a wipe. Let's see, we've got some comments here. Howard says hi. Jeff says, not at all. Got other family members that live here too, kind of getting tired of arguing going on almost every weekend. Well, that's too bad. Russ says hi to Howard. Hey, Russ. Say hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey to everybody. All right, so those of you that are just joining, I'm doing the Enterprise Book Nook diorama sort of thing. And why will this not stick to my finger? Too hot, I think. Just too hot. Nothing's happening here. It's not melting. What's going on? Why does it suck? What's the matter with this? I won't stay on here anymore. Which is weird. Alright, so let's get this turned around. This thing turned. That. Like so. A little bit of flux on there just to help me out. Not having such great luck at this rate now. It's so awkward. There we go. Alright, so my red one has also come off, so it looks like I'm going to be doing the same thing over here. Get that out of the way. I'm just going to desolder it. This one's going to be a little tough to twist up. Don't leave much wire there. Go. Power wire. Put that on there. Okay, so we already got lots of solder in that spot. Get that flipped around like this. Right there. Okay. Let's see how I did. Okay, guess I did badly. Nothing's coming on. What did I do wrong? What? Okay. So, it's one of these. So I'll find out by hooking them both up. Well, hooking one up. Okay, so that didn't work. And that works. Okay, so my red connection here is not soldered on good. Oh, there it goes. Just came right off. Like it was nothing. I have it in there quite right.
Alright, drum roll. Alright, success. Okay. Alright, so what that means is I can try to close this up now. Don't want those touching each other. Okay, so let's get a small amount of glue right there. Okay, let's see. Sort of missed this. Howard says, just remember, you're doing something that's almost impossible for many people to do, so don't get too frustrated. Well, thanks, buddy. I'm trying not to get too frustrated. Mary says, you tell him, Howard. Yeah, Mary tells me all the time not to get too frustrated because when I fail, I get upset. I've been soldering things since I was 12 and still have issues. Yeah, soldering's hard. I think I just had to clean my tip there. You don't want to solder with a messy tip. Alright. These into here a bit. Just stay. You know what? I'll use the force. There you go. Not going anywhere now. Oh, popped right out. Because that wasn't fresh. It wasn't fresh. Gotta have fresh glue. Go. There. Perfect. Alright, so now I want to get these guys down into here. I wish my fingers were a bit smaller and more delicate. Alright. Sorry if I'm boring and not saying much. Just focused on trying to get this thing together. I want that to stay down in there. Get down. Alright, so I gotta get a bead right down that. Okay, how about out of the way enough that I can get this on. But I want to try to get this one in place too. And before I put that back together, I need to be able to maneuver the wire around a bit inside there. So just get that in there. Awesome. Let's try to get that to set a little bit here. Howard says, any flux you're putting on them seems like you're getting cold joints. I'm watching, just working on some models and nursing my leg. How's your leg doing? Hope it's better today. Alright, those are there pretty good. Before this gets too out of whack, get it up in place. That. Okay. Alright. Get rid of that excess paint. A little bit here. Let's try to get rid of as much of that as I can so that this has a good chance of adhering together very securely. just twisted this up and had it secured in place. What happened? Spotted blue. Wee spot right there. Which is fine. Okay. Left comment on the screen. Stiff but only really sore when I put pressure on it. Grabbed my mom's cane just in case. Alright, Russ says, hey Joey, do you remember sending me some drawings of a space cruise ship idea? Yes, I do. If so, I was thinking about making the cruise ship for Wonderfest next year and wanted to base it on your drawing. If that's okay. Of course it's okay. That would be an honor if you did that, Russ. I could draw you up some more angles and views of that, and then you could share your thoughts with me on it and refine it and make it the way you want. If you wanted to do that, that would be super cool. I'm always trying to collaborate with other artists and other people. I think that would be a great idea. And I know you'd build a super cool version of it. So it's basically a city cruising around in space with all the amenities. Russ says, sweet. Yeah, if you get bored, that'd be cool. Oh, I'd make time for that. Whether I'm bored or not, I'd make time for that, buddy. Here's my little emblem that I've been working on. It's a stand from one of the little model kits. I'm just turning it into the Starfleet emblem. Right there. Okay, so this is looking bad because of the way. Alright, so we gotta get that. I'm gonna get those straightened out now. So yeah, if anyone doesn't know, a few months ago, Russ put a post out up on YouTube asking for suggestions for future builds for his universe that he's got going there with his models. And yeah, a cruise ship would be cool. So I went and did like a sketch of one. Says the emblem looks sharp. Oh, thanks. It is sharp, pointy. So yeah, it's just a plastic stand from the 1000 scale Enterprise with the botany bay. It's like the old school one. So I had painted it with the AK Chrome Gold paints, but I couldn't get it smooth. Can't get the paint on there thick and even enough. And I don't really have any goldish paints for my airbrush, so I just kind of use some of the metallic marker paints I had. It's not smooth and shiny, but it still looks cool. All right, so now we're going to try to get this lined up. One's bent, so it's got to be pushed upwards. That's got to be pushed down. So I need something solid but not sharp. Crochet hook. Don't know if that's gonna get any further down into there. Let's get the little tapper. Just gonna give it a couple of taps just to see if I can coax it down in there just a little bit more. It went a little bit. Should I put glue? Yeah. Fill it up, I say. Fill it up with glue in there. I'm still not happy with the way it sticks up. That's gotta go like that. That's gotta go like that. It's actually not bad right there. That's not bad. That looks pretty flat. Where's my sausage section? I need the bottom of the sausage section so I can hold it on there and see if it's level or not. There's the top. Where's the bottom? That looks pretty good. It's aligned with the nacelle. Like so. This one feels like I could go on just a little more. There we go. Yeah, we're still sticking up a little bit right there. I want to try to get that down. this out of the way. Actually, I can still use this to hold it. Like so. That. There, like that. Now, we get the slightly heavier duty hammer. A handcrafted hammer. And let's see. Just use my tweezers here because they're flat. They're about the right width. Okay, that was really not good. So we split the hull and we broke the pylon. It went in though. It went where I wanted it to. All right, so it's glue time. It's glue time. Let's see if I can hold it in place long enough. Be a good time to have some of that zip picker stuff. I use my powdered zip kicker. And I'll just have to file it down later. Just kind of goop it in there. Scoopy goopy. Okay, squeeze that back. Yeah. Squish that. Not the strongest clips, but let's see if I can get a little bit of filling right there. There, so I'm pretty much just going to make this solid. Excuse me, burpee there. So we'll pack some of that in there. I'll file it after. A little drop here. Alright. I got a bit of filey work ahead of me, but that's okay. Here's the file. There's the triangle one right here. Alright, so those are fairly even, fairly flat. Okay, put this over to the side so I don't totally destroy it, because that's what I usually do. The sausage section here, top and bottom. Okay, so what we need now is an impulse engine. It's 825. Okay, so what we're going to do is get rid of this paint. Now I'm going to get some tape. Ouch. Bang my elbow on the edge of the desk there. Okay, so just a little tape right on here. Put this on. This. Cut this part out. So I need a piece of plastic this shape. So what I'm going to do is thicken this. So they got the impulse engine detail only on the bottom half of the section here. So if I don't want any chance of carving that out, it needs to be thicker. So just get rid of that. So this is what I need. Got this little scrap piece right here. My pen. My pen. I don't clean up the desk, I can't find anything. I clean up the desk, I can't find anything. Got another one here. Okay, so we want something like that. Clipping a toenail. Okay. Alright, so I do have way more than what I need. Gotta get a vial. Alright, let's try this little roundy one right here. File it up to the line. A little tough to hold on to this. Let me see. something with a bit wider of a grip. There we go. Okay, so now I want that right there. Just like that. Put some shmoo on the glue. Get that shmoo off my glue. Freaking glue shmooer. Get this little bit stuck on there. Like that. Alright, this should fit on there now. Just got to do a slight trim. Just a little trimmy. Gonna have to sharpen that one again. There we go. This one's cutting. Popping off. Oh, I'm glue. Glue, glue, glue. I'm out of glue. Yeah, I'm not out of glue. drip in there. Clippy clip, where'd you go? Clippy. Well, that worked too well. Okay, just there. Right on the corner. Okay. So I wonder. Before I do this impulse deck thing, I should build that up. The problem I had with this the last time I did it is because you can't get. There's no space in between this. So I kind of want to add a thin strip just to build that up a little thicker so that I can put a couple windows around the edge, and it's a little easier to do these impulse engines. Bad. You take an acrylic rod, flex melt it into a circle, light block it if you had enough thickness. I actually got some 3D pen stuff that I can use for that. Right here. So I just gotta get a section of this. Make sure it's long enough. Ow! Knees are getting sore from sitting here. Alright, so this has got to go right around. Could probably go right there. Alright, that's lots. Allergies. Allergy season starting for me. Okay. So should I put this on the bottom or should I put this on the top? Okay, so I want to make this a little smaller. So we're going to bend this. Yeah. Go get that curling around. So if I do this, I need to stick out a little bit. So this is over here. All right, so maybe I can get that right around this lip right here. So I'm gonna get this piece glued on and trimmed up, and then I'm gonna take a break because by then it'll probably be time for Canadian Starships. And I want to watch Andrew and get away from this table for a while. It's hurting my legs. Okay, so let's just get a bit of this on here. Kind of want it. Just off the edge a little bit. So that I have a little material that I can file away. Now let's see if the to me extra thin will work good for this. No, it takes too long. Can't hold it there forever. I'm a firm believer in good old-fashioned crazy glue, so I'm just gonna stick with what I'm good at. I did something similar on my Pike's Enterprise model kit because I built it as a refit, and we needed that saucer section to have that flat wall, that sort of flat face, whereas the Strange New Worlds or Discovery Enterprise has that really tapered front edge, or the whole, like rather the whole edge of the dish or the saucer is very tapered and pointy. So in order to get that refit look with the flat face, I did the same thing as I'm doing here on that model kit. Only I used a flat piece of plastic, a flat strip instead of the filament which I'm using here. That did not stay. Section. Cut this off. Right there. Okay. Alright, so now I should be able to get a few lights around the side there. I was able to do the three main front ones before. Let's see. So right there. So the way I did those was I just pinched that together really tight. I drilled some holes and I put fiber optics in there. But I think now that I've thickened that, I'll be able to get a real nice impulse engine, and I can get some windows around the edges. So, yeah, not bad, not bad. Okay, so we need another layer here now. Let me see if I can just get that curve. Pretty much like that. I can just add to this and then sand it down. Just like that. Alright, so we're going to clip it, set it, forget it. And I'm going to come back to it everyone's just popping in right now. I'm about to end this thing. Russ says, good stream. See you on Canadian Starships. All right, Russ, that sounds awesome. We'll see you in the chat over there at Andrew's stream. Sick Jim is here. Happy Saturday, all. Hey, Sick Jim. Happy Saturday here. Thanks for joining. If you want to pick this up, I'm gonna continue following Canadian Starships around. I'm gonna schedule for 11:30. Just in case Andrew needs a little extra time to do what he's doing, and then that gives me a little time to sort of prepare in between. I'm going to stream again at 11:30. We'll pick up right here where I'm leaving off with the sausage section. We've got a little bead around here to thicken that up so that I got a better chance of putting windows around the edge. Get those front 3 windows. So what I'll do is I'll sand this all down smooth. I'll trim up this impulse part. I'll build the impulse engine, cut the holes out, install a light, and I'll see if I can get some holes here. And if I got enough room and if it's thick enough, I want to make an attempt to get in those 4 square lights or windows or whatever is in the top. We'll get those. We got Ricardo here. Happy Saturday, everybody. Hey, Ricardo, hopefully I see you and Sick Jim. And we'll see Russ. We'll see Howard over there. Probably see Cam over there. All over at Canadian Starships. We're going to watch Andrew do his thing over there. And then back here at 11 o'clock. So keep an eye out for Trek mods and keep an eye out for all the other HTM stuff. We'll talk about that later. There's links in the description of this stream for the HTM channel and a bunch of other links if you guys want to check that stuff out. So we'll see you in a few minutes and then again in 2 hours. Bye for now.